The Best Man just released this past week and starred the likes of Brendan Furr, who's actually been a genre frequent in both the crime action genre as well as the horror genre. Not to mention the iconic Dolph Lundgren, as well as Luke Wilson and Scout Taylor Compton, who I've been an avid fan of for a long, long time now. A really, really awesome person that I've gotten to meet a bit. Um, so this was on my radar, both due to her being in an action movie, as well as getting to co-star with Dolph Lundgren, who is one of my favorite classic actors in the genre. Um, so I was curious, and the premise seemed fairly fun, and this movie was fairly fun and decent, um, for the most part. With the positives, I do like again the premise of it. I like the location. It's at this resort in this wooded area. So it's a setup that isolates the group. The wedding party. Scout is the bride's sister, so she's the maid of honor. Dolph, Brendan Furr, and Luke Wilson are kind of war buddies. They served in different ops together as well. Um, Luke Wilson is more believable than I thought he would be when he does get in on the action. He is pretty good. Dolph Lundgren, luckily, is in the majority of the movie. It's not like a cop out or a bait and switch. He's not in the opening and that's it or something like that. He has a solid enough role in the movie. Um, the action was pretty decent for the most part. Some of the choreography was solid. At the same time, though, it's kind of hard not to notice all the CG blood when people would get shot. Though, I've seen that before, but it was just pretty excessive at times. So it's kind of hard to just ignore it at certain points. But I guess my biggest issue was, unfortunately, actually Scout's role in the movie. For some reason, I was under the impression that she'd get in on the action. Maybe that's my fault. But not just that, she's constantly, she takes interest in Brendan Furr, and she's constantly going to him for help. Oh, protect me, please. I need you. And it's the most cliche dated, lines they could have given her, on top of the role she's in there. So that part was a bit frustrating for me. And those lines I gave really aren't that far off from what she says in the movie at all. Um, but it's still alright enough. There wasn't really a villain that stood out, but it's a decent enough time. Maybe a little underwhelming, a little disappointed, but still not a bad movie.